The road to the Super Bowl will officially go through the Motor City. An unprecedented playoff run for Detroit will start in the divisional round after a first-round bye. Let's get you ready for it right here on Inside the Pride.
Let's go. Caught. End zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Kirby Joseph, you just ended this ball game. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. J-Mo in stride. Got him. Gone. End zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. There we go. Oh, baby. Brian Branch intercepted it. This game is over.
This is Inside the Pride, presented by Whisker, maker of the Little Robot. I'm Dannie Rogers. The naysayers didn't pick Detroit's defense to hang with Minnesota. That same defense didn't allow a single Vikings touchdown. A big Week 18 win secured back-to-back NFC North titles for Detroit and the franchise's first ever 1 seed in the playoffs.
Ford Field in downtown Detroit, Week 18 in the National Football League, and we have a historic matchup for you. Lions and Vikings set for this evening, each team at 14-2. The winner of this one will take the NFC North and the top spot in the conference overall. This is the final game of the regular season, and in the NFC, it all comes down to this. And the path to the Super Bowl, so much easier for the winner, and that's the ultimate destination for these two teams. There's the snap, Jared back, blitz comes, free runner, Jared throws, got it complete, J-Mo right side, got the first down, inside the 30, down to the 25-yard line. Goff who's up under center, deep back Gibbs. They give it to Jameer, big hole, there he goes, down to the 20-yard line, angling to the 15, gone baby, 5, end zone, touchdown, Detroit Lions, 25 yards. Vikings now from their own 20 on first down. Darnold play action fake, sets in the pocket, pressure comes. Darnold gonna get hit, taken down back at the 4-yard line. Sacked by the Lions, Zadarius Smith got him. Here we go, 4th and goal from the 3 for Minnesota. There's the snap, Darnold back, Darnold looking with time, throws end zone, incomplete. That is a big time stand by that defense. And the Vikings are on the board for the first time tonight. Lions have held him out of the end zone twice. Darnold's going to work out of the gun. There's the snap, Darnold back. Darnold looking, pressure comes, hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. And the Lions will once again force a field goal attempt by the Vikings. Goff's going to go empty out of the gun. There's the snap, Jared back. 3-man rush. Jared looks and throws, got a man open. That's caught in Viking territory. That is Amon-Ra St. Brown down to the 41-yard line when they'll send the field goal unit out. Man, that is just a thing of beauty. Bates is ready. Spot down, kick on the way. It is up, and it is good. Jake Bates sends it through on the final play of the half, and the Lions lead the Vikings by a score of 10-6 in this battle for the NFC North, the bye, and home field advantage throughout the playoffs. 30 minutes left. Lions lead it by 4 at the break. 12th man up and making noise right now, 65,000 strong. 4th and 2 for the Vikings. There's the snap, Darnold back, looking, Darnold still looking, drifting left, now rolling right, being chased, throws, end zone, incomplete, and Minnesota comes up empty again. How about that Lions defense? Lions up by 1, going for it on 4th and 1. Jared takes, back, looking, throwing, got the man! Touchdown, Detroit Lions, Jameer Gibbs! The Lions roll the dice on 4th down and come up big! 10 yards on the play. There's the snap, Darnold back, Lions bring pressure, Darnold gonna get hit as he throws, it's incomplete, intended for Hockenson, it's 4th down, decision time, Minnesota, what do you do? Reichard's been good from 25, 31, and 51. This is from 52 to try to draw the Vikings a little bit closer. Spot down, kick on the way. It is up, it is no good. Missed it to the right. Vikings come up empty. Lions still up by 8, 17-9. The offense will come back out. Deep back Gibbs. They hand it to Jameer. Busts it outside left. Jameer down to the 10. Jameer to the 5. Jameer to the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Gibbs from 13 yards out, and the Lions go 2 scores up. Stand up, Ford Field, stand up. Lions show 4 across the front. There's the snap, Darnold back, Lions bring a blitz, Darnold in trouble, gonna get hit, gonna go down, stacked back inside the 35-yard line. That defense converged on him and took him down. Jared leans in, there's the snap. Gives it to Jameer, over the left side, up the hash, still fighting at the 1. Did he get in? Yes, sir, he did! Touchdown, Detroit Lions! And the Lions are 3 scores up. Can you smell it, Detroit? It smells like the NFC North.
You guys look like you remember who the you are. Yeah, that was awesome. That's a hell of a win, guys. All I can think about is, man, we've been forcing this stuff now. This has been 3 years in the making. Some of it 4. Like, that just doesn't happen. You got to work through it, grind through it, and go through the downs to get to the ups of where we're at. That was unbelievable, man. Division winners, back-to-back seasons, and the #1 seed. What we've done is not easy. It's not easy, but I'm telling you what, man, we've said it all along. We got a special group, man, and this has been coming a long time. That's a lot of hard work, and we are the #1 seed with a bye, gentlemen. Great job.
Hey, be proud of this. This is just step 1. This is just step 1. We're on to bigger and better now. Proud of you guys. Love you all. 1 on 3, 1 on 3.
Detroit is on a bye this week, but there are no days off in the studio. Detroit Lions senior writer Tim Twentyman joins me to recap the Lions' historical regular season. That's coming up next.
Inside the Pride is presented by Whisker and brought to you by the Ford Motor Company, Henry Ford Health, and by Meyer.
Welcome back to Inside the Pride. I'm now joined by Detroit Lions senior writer Tim Twentyman, and we have got to talk about Detroit's offense to recap this past season. It has been historical from a franchise standpoint. Most rushing touchdowns with 29. They lead in point differential in the NFL, and it's the most net yards, 6,700 in franchise history as well. We're talking about the same personnel from last year. How do you explain the jump this season?
10 games of 30-plus points, too, also a franchise record. So it's consistency, right, too? And look, it starts up front, right? It starts with those big guys. Pretty much the same personnel. I think Kevin Zeitler has added something, you know, a veteran presence to kind of fit in there. Fits that mentality, that mindset. And then, you know, I look to a guy like Jahmyr Gibbs, too. You know, first year as a rookie, kind of figuring it out, and now he understands what the deal is. And over the last 4 weeks, when, you know, he's had to step into that role, I mean, over 1,900 scrimmage yards, over 20 touchdowns. Danny, he's 22 years old, and his name is atop the list of the most scrimmage touchdowns in franchise history.
Yep.
Next on the list is Barry Sanders. Jameson Williams really kind of stepping into his own, his first 1,000-yard season. So what he's brought to the offense from an explosive standpoint, from a big play perspective, now defenses have to watch out for that. They've got to have a safety over the top. That changes things, that changes that dynamic. The emergence of Jameson Williams and the emergence of Jahmyr Gibbs has really taken this offense to another level.
Defensively, there's an entirely different storyline on that side of the ball. 16 defenders.
How many?
16 have gone on IR this season. Only 3 have returned back into the lineup. How do you explain what Aaron Glenn has been able to do with so many pieces down?
If you're a team right now that in this interview cycle that's wanting to interview guys or looking for head coaches, if Aaron Glenn isn't at the top of your list, I don't know what you're doing. You're doing something wrong, because the job that he has done defensively with fitting all these different pieces in has been terrific. And I thought Sunday night against Minnesota was probably his best effort. It's been Aaron Glenn really finding all the right pieces and then having guys step up. You know, guys that were here 3-4 days, you know, were asked to come in and make plays. And so it's a combination of both, but the job that Aaron Glenn has done with the 16 guys that you talked about on IR, only 3 back, all the different moving parts, it's been one of the best coordinator jobs that I've seen in my 16 years covering this team.
Playoff-wise, Detroit gets a much-needed break, but there are 6 teams playing in the divisional round. Detroit has seen 4 of those. Only Eagles and Commanders have they not seen this season. So no matter who's coming to Detroit, there's a really good chance Detroit has already faced them and perhaps beat them this year, besides the Bucs.
With Minnesota and Green Bay, obviously they faced them twice, so there's a familiar opponent. Tampa Bay, you look at that game back in week 2, and Detroit really dominated that contest.
Yeah.
Over 400 yards to Tampa Bay's 250, I think they finished with. The big difference in that game was Detroit was 1 for 7 in the red zone, something that is kind of an anomaly all year.
Right.
They've been really, really good in the red zone. Sunday night was a terrific example. And now these fans really being able to kind of reach out and touch that Super Bowl, it's such an advantage to be at home, have those games, and it's probably going to be a familiar opponent unless it's Washington. But whoever comes in here, it's going to be a tough ask to come in here and beat this team the way they're playing right now on both sides of the football, really all three phases.
Back on November 17th, linebacker Alex Anzalone broke his forearm. 6 weeks later, in Week 18, Anzalone made a remarkable return back into the starting lineup and led all Lions in tackles. Here's a closer look at the captain in an all-new episode of Under the Helmet.
Every single day is a surprise. We wake up every day and we're like, we have 2 kids.
Yeah, right, yeah.
We're like, what is going on? Like, you know what I mean? You just...
It's like, where did time go?
Where did it go? I look at our kids every day, I'm like, are they real?
Yeah.
How are they real?
How did this happen? How did they get here?
You have like pinch me moments all the time.
Whoa.
Beautiful tower.
It's a condominium.
What's your last name?
Yeah, that's better than you said that last year.
Yeah, that was so
Anzalone.
cute. Like, I'm just trying to capture all the moments because I know they're all fleeting.
Yeah.
Our kids' childhood's fleeting. You know, the NFL's fleeting. It's not a job that you can have until you're 60, you know? So just trying to consume all of this.
Yeah, take it all in. From day one, I've loved sports. We grew up in, suburbia, Pennsylvania. I just remember first grade, kindergarten, just being obsessed with watching sports, watching football, just kind of like consumed my childhood. Football was my passion and my love and what I really, like to do. And I think going into high school, probably my sophomore year, I was a little different than the rest, you know what I mean? So that's really when that came into, fruition. Getting offers from schools and interest, and I just remember I think I got my first offer from Northwestern, and the coach told me, listen, like, we're offering you, but after this happens, there's gonna be a ton of other schools following suit. And that's exactly what happened, and I had to, filter through all that information, and I ended up deciding on Florida. I fell in love with it and knew that was home.
We met at school. We actually met on his recruiting visit to Florida. Which is like,
but
so, how old are you?
We crossed paths.
Yeah, at the recruiting visit.
18.
Yeah, we crossed paths.
Yeah. Before we ever started dating or anything like that, we were like best friends. And obviously, she's a very beautiful, pretty girl. And there was attraction there in that regard. But I think that was our foundation of our relationship was we were best friends and we just loved each other. And not a platonic way, but, in a sense of friendship first. And that's the best part about our relationship, looking back on it, because we truly, genuinely like to be together all the time.
Oh, you better get on your tree.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
because it's about to storm.
Show them your favorite tree.
Okay, say to infinity.
Hey! You being crazy, huh? You're gonna be with him next year doing that.
Cooper,
I think she's about to crawl. She's like kicking on me to crawl.
We could catch that on the family video.
I know.
What does Daddy do?
What do I do?
Tackle people.
I tackle people?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Daddy tackles, but you're not allowed to tackle people, right?
Yeah, when I'm bigger, I can tackle people.
Uh-huh. Attaboy. Everyone that plays high school football wants to play in the NFL. And I remember I had written down on a piece of paper, like, I'm going to play in the NFL one day. And I think that was in high school. I wrote that, and, so it was always on the forefront of my mind. But, when you get to college, you're just so stuck on the day-to-day. You kind of like, oh, maybe one day, maybe one day.
Blitz on first down, got it. Anzalone may be one of the best athletes that we have in our league. You talk to anyone around the Florida program, and they say he's not only going to be a star on this level, he's going to play on the next level as well.
With the 76th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Alex Anzalone, linebacker, Florida.
I tell Lindsay this a lot. Just in like my career, I'm afraid of not, you know, reaching my potential. That's like one of my biggest things I'm afraid of in my career. It's like, that would be like one of the biggest regrets of my life. And I know football isn't everything, but it would be a big regret in my life of not reaching my potential as a player.
Alex Anzalone!
They go on the end around to Lazard.
Yes.
They didn't get it.
Yes. Blown up by Alex Anzalone.
Garoppolo gonna get hit.
Yes, sir.
Sacked again. Alex Anzalone got him.
And he's playing his best football. He's really done a nice job for this defense.
For me personally, I'm finally becoming the player that I always thought I could be, and you know, probably what like Dan and AG have seen in me since, you know, I was a young pup, a rookie. But yeah, it's cool to be embraced by the city and, you know, by the fans. I just remember after that Monday night game getting interviewed by an NFL Network reporter, and they're like, "Oh, you know those people with the blonde wigs?" And I'm like, I have no clue who they are, but I love them. I say this to the media all the time. It's like cool that you can leave a legacy here, and there are not many places in the NFL that you can do that. And, you know, to be able to do what we did this past year and be a part of history and, you know, be a part of a team that did something really special. And, you know, from where we started to quick 2 years later, we were able to accomplish something that hasn't been done here in a very, very long time.
You want to talk about determination. You want to talk about resiliency. This team is all of those things. They earn the #1 seed in the NFC. They earn a first-round bye. Add it all up, and it's official. If you reside in the NFC, the road to Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans goes through the Motor City. You want it, you got to come and get it against Dan Campbell's Lions.
Welcome back, Alex Anzalone.
Hey, every time you get this is a team award, but defense, I'm proud of you today, man. I'm proud of the defense today. Let's pick up. Appreciate you. Love you. As you start to age and mature and have children and, you know, see family members get older, it's like you honestly just want to live a healthy life and a long life and be with your kids as long as you can. And I feel like that's, as a man and a dad and a husband, that's really what I hope for.
Okay.
Go show them how you swim. That was a good cannonball.
I made it cool.
Yeah, they see that. One, I feel like they see two strong individuals. Like, they know that their mom is strong and they know that their dad is strong. And I feel like that's really important to see in all the things that we've been through and all the adversities and different moments that we kind of had to, you know, work our way through. And I hope they just see that no matter what, their mom and dad have, you know, always loved each other and always will love each other. They just know that they always have a home to rely on and love on them. I am Alex Anzalone.
Be sure to check out DetroitLions.com or Detroit Lions on YouTube to watch the full episode of Under the Helmet with Alex Anzalone. Inside the Pride, we'll be right back. Wishing for something special? Maybe it's VIP seats, the meal of a lifetime, or an unforgettable journey. Whatever it is, Community Financial Credit Union can make it a reality. Share your impossible dream at impossibledreams.org by scanning the QR code at the bottom of the screen. Welcome back. Before we close out today's show, I've got a whole new Rogers Rewind, and we are going back to last Sunday night against the Vikings because Jahmyr Gibbs keeps making history. There have been 3 Lions in history that have led the entire NFL in total touchdowns. Billy Sims did it back in 1980. Barry did it twice in his career. And now Jahmyr Gibbs, with his 20 touchdowns on the season, leads the entire NFL. He is just 22 years old. Playoff spirit is here in Detroit. Playoffs are coming back to the Motor City for the 2nd year in a row, and the spirit of Detroit is decked out in a Detroit Lions jersey. Whole city is ready to put on for the NFL once again. That wraps up this edition of Rogers Rewind. Detroit is off for the wild card round. They'll be back in action inside Ford Field for the divisional round. Playoffs are back in Detroit, and we cannot wait. We'll see you right back here on Inside the Pride next week.